Hi, greetings, family. I was looking at some of the news talking about Elon Musk, right? I mean, I hope you've been watching. Elon is getting a spiritual ass whipping, right? This guy, they talked about how his third attempt to get his rockets up into the atmosphere has failed 3 times in a row. And check this out. His stock in Tesla has plummeted so bad that he offered some rapper, I forget the rapper's name, it's not important. However, what the rapper did was more important. What he did was he refused to accept $1 million to do, I think it was a commercial, something to endorse Elon in some kind of way. And he said that he wouldn't do that, primarily because he knows what, Elon has done, through Doge, and just the kind of spirit that this man carries, a very dark spirit, I said in earlier videos, a couple maybe, where, there's no whipping like a spiritual ass whipping. Because when you get, I'm going to tell you something, when God gives a spiritual ass whipping, he is giving you chances. He is giving you blessings. He is giving you open leeway to do and to practice your choices. But when you continue to make bad choices, especially choices against others, which becomes your victims. And that's what Elon has done. Him and Rump, I call him, the president, Rump, right? These two came up with a diabolical plan that one being the richest man in the world, the other being the most powerful man on the planet, being the president of the USA, right? That they together can take over not just America, right? But the whole planet if they bullied, the planet, that everyone would just fall in place. And with the richest man having, enough cash and money and worth that he can literally buy a country, a couple of them probably. His money is more than the GDP of quite a few countries around the world, right? That they could just do what they want. And not only that, they're rob. I mean, here it is, the richest man in the world, and the biggest con man of the planet, throughout history, has worked his way up to the presidency, have everything that most people could ever want. That anyone that wants more, they got plenty of more, right? And yet and still, they are not satisfied. And it's like they're so powerful and so rich that they can do anything that they want to do, but what they choose to do is to hurt other people. And just not other people. You're talking about the working class. You're talking about people who are living on the streets, who depend on things like Medicaid, Medicare, food stamps, want to take away the education, of the country here. And think about this here. The greatest strength that a country has, besides its money and its military, is the future of its youth to become educated in all different fields and to lead in the future so that the country can remain the number one country on the planet, right? They said, forget about that. We don't care. Our children are set for life, right? And those who think like us, we're going to look out for the billionaires. We're going to look out for them, but the rest of them, including the ones who we tricked into voting for us by giving them phony promises and things like that, they will suffer as well. Why? Because we don't give a damn. And so now what we have is right before our eyes, God moving in real time and spanking Elon's ass, called reciprocity, right? It's called reciprocity. What the energy that you put out to others, you will receive back. You know, it's kind of like the ebb and flow. When you look at the ocean on the beach, the water goes out and the water comes back in. It's just like in our own anatomy as humans. You breathe out, you breathe back in. The universe is made in that manner, right? Whereas there is a balance of what you give and what you will receive. And what he is receiving right now is something that he signed on to, wanting to hurt others, an ass whooping, a spiritual ass whooping. Now, check this out. Back to his rockets and everything, right? He can't even get out the atmosphere yet. He got suckers talking about they want to go with him or go on his rockets to Mars. This man can't even get out the atmosphere, and yet he's got people lined up ready to spend millions. It's like they don't even think about, okay, once we get there, what? Yeah, you could be top scientists, top in any engineers in all fields, right? But when you get there, you will be like the beginning, like the caveman on that planet. And the luxuries and just the simple things that we take for pleasure, toilets, running water, showers, right? Being able to go to Walmart or some other place, it ain't there. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, wow, these two diabolical criminals, right, are really about to reap. We're waiting for Donald Trump, right? That's the part that I want to see, because his is a long time coming, And if you think that he's going to get away with this here, then you don't believe in God, or you don't have much faith. God does not let things that are out of alignment with his thoughts and his creation to go unattended. He will get to Rump. Rump has doing some things, and this is something that people don't realize. He came in to cause division amongst the people. And what he has done through his behavior, even the idiots that voted for him are now beginning to understand that what we were telling them all the time was the truth, right? So now he has created enemies within his own ranks, and now they are becoming like-minded, like those of us who could see the ending before the beginning. That now they understand it is not about trying to kiss his ass to get along and beg him and to impress him. It's about looking out for each other. It's never been about the skin color, not when it comes to power, right? When it comes to power, it's about control. It's about those who have against those who have not, right? And so anyway, I just sit back. I'm going to keep on watching. Hopefully you keep on watching, and we compare notes with each other, okay? God bless, much respect, and much love. Till the next time.